Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak, where last episode, after picking up a job at the Old Town Notice Board, we moved on to Riverside, where we found a second to undertake before spending our first free time to view the object of Agnès' search. Having finished the sweep of that area, we have moved on to Station Street to continue chatting. They got new bags and cardigans in stock, but my part-time wages can only cover one of them, or two. New items keep coming out, and I barely have the money to buy any of them. It's so frustrating.
Thank you for visiting the Weston department store.
Fashion culture varies wildly depending on location, even here in the capital. Tyrell's a hotbed for youth fashion, for example, while the Sidon district houses plenty of boutiques. Those tend to stock independent brands, making their fashion style very unique. Our store's strong suit is being able to offer our customers a wide variety of clothing styles from different regions all in one place. Import's fashion culture is shaped by its eastern roots, while Farbaz in turn is shaped by the Central East heritage in the region. Olizandri to the north is still quite traditional regarding Old Kingdom customs, and it definitely shows in what people there wear. And while Olizandri is definitely the biggest hub for traditionalist fashion, it by no means doesn't have an influence in the capital too. There's quite a few established brands in Olizandri that, if I'm saying that ever right, that offer traditional formal wear for formal occasions.
Welp.
I do wonder if like that the font is meant to look offline or not. Looks like it wibbles up and down to me.
Variety of fine goods for sale.
I don't know if I need any of these rings at all.
We hope you enjoy shopping with us.
I think I saw that on the trade thing. Can I just buy everything so I've got everything?
If you need fresh vegetables from Creil,
But to be totally fair with that,
further than Holden Groceries. We invite
I don't think I need to spend that kind of money. I've got 23k still. We'll buy a few. Some of them might be trade goods.
All right.
No new stock in the vending machine? That lady's like, why are you rocking up to me? Oh yeah, this area isn't finished yet. Will it ever be? I say that, but of course, Crossbell had a game without it being available, and then had a game with.
Thank you for...
See the movie. Fans are raving about. Get the brilliantly bitter taste of
Next
golden
appointment's
blood.
at...
What? Movie adverts? Golden Blood. Oh, that's actually the weather up there. That reminds me of my ex. Used to say he totally looked like this one Z1 racer. Man, what a tryhard. Such a turn-off. I forgot what that dude's called. Oh, I watched that race too. He had some mad skills, I gotta say. Who I really got the hots for is the president, though. Oh god, why does everyone have like politician hots for in these games? It's his voice, isn't it? I could totally melt in it. Tron Tower's the ideal place if you want to party around Edith. It's in the 3rd district. Tyrell's pretty close though. That's the 4th district. The streets are really pretty and there's a lot of stores around. I know there's a bus that goes through both of them, but I can't remember which one it was. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something to do with the Tyrell district. Oh well, couldn't have been anything important if I forgot. I'll go to Tyrell once I remember what the heck I was going to do there.
Sweetest of wines. Discover the inebriating world of show business in Sober Curious.
What? Super Curious? What the hell is that name of a movie? Super Curious. Oh, those two seem to be getting on pretty well. It makes me so happy to see two sweet girls having such a lovely bond. Wait, I was meant to be doing some shopping. I better hurry up and go back to the cathedral. Still, I'm grateful I get to see such a sight. I'm interested in the movie Sober Curious. It has a dumb name. But that's what makes it interesting. Oh, baby. This is a nice place to grab a bite in front of the station. Blew some good-ass cash in there. Because of my job, I know a bunch of the good eateries in Edith. But Shino's Bar? Ain't never heard of it. I'll keep it in mind. Giordano doesn't want to speak twice. Goddess damn it. I mean, yeah, I'm happy that the company's going to get a new client and everything. Why am I being forced to go with the president on this business trip? Unbelievable. Why me of all people? This is so lame.
Bitter taste of golden blood.
For goddess' sake, I'm in the sales department. Sales? What do they need me to go on an inspection for? Well, they are one of our factories, so it's not like there's nothing to do with sales, but I don't see the point of me going. Work trips are such a pain. I'm drinking myself silly tonight. Fair dues. Nothing on this board, of course. Doesn't look like there's any good info here. Some kind of shop in the corner. Calvard's police force is broadly split into the capital police force here in Edith and the regional police forces. We cooperate all throughout Republic territory to help maintain peace. You can find the capital's police headquarters in Sidon, Edith's 2nd district. It's also home to the Citizen Advice line, so I imagine a lot of people are aware of it already. Obviously you're not aware of it. Hello Shino, nice seeing you here today. Hello everyone. I've decided to set up shop in Station Square today. Once the midday meal rush came around, my lunch sets began flying off the shelves, so to speak. The family-friendly offerings have been particularly popular. I'll have to take note of that. Fishing for new customers by setting up shop all around town, are you? Oh, I know I'd love a combo of a little bit of everything, like burgers and omelets and desserts. Hook, line and sinker. Medley of children's favourites. I'll be sure to keep that idea in mind. A lot of customers usually stop by for some daytime drinking, but the lunch combos have been pretty popular around here. Every location has its preferences, I suppose.
Hello.
You sell anything new? Nope.
Thank you.
Well,
Time to show him what I can do.
Hey, Mummy. One of Daddy's friends will be over tonight, so I need to tidy up the house and cook dinner for them. Promise you'll behave today. You're a good girl, I'll get you some pudding. No.
Okay.
Good talk. I got another work trip coming up. I couldn't say no, but I really don't have the time to relax lately. Hold up, I know you guys. You're the bracer we met in Creil village. Creil now.
Get the brilliantly bitter
Elvis,
taste
yeah?
of
Looks like the
golden
guild's
blood.
real busy right now. Yeah, we are. It's no thanks to you in that interview. Oh, you must be that shady guy Elvis keeps going on about. Regina. Calm down, Elvis. You always get worked up so easily. I did get a brief rundown on the incident. You guys shown how to keep a cool head under pressure. If you're down for it, I'm sure we can make some space for you in the team. Zim would definitely be thrilled. I won't. If you're going to continue to work with the guild, I won't tolerate any more monkey business. Got it? He's still pretty mad about things. Sure is, though he's no pushover. Oh, I swear. Anyway, I hope we'll get to keep working together, Arkride. We're heading out on a work trip, so don't you dare cause any trouble while we're out. I'm enacting a strict no mischief policy from here on. Ah, the energy of youth. I could have sworn they were around the same age. Elvis has his whole future ahead of him. I'm rooting for him. He's actually pretty close to a B rank promotion. Now, if he could work on that temper of his, we'd be peachy. That and that obsession he has with Elaine. I guess I'll have to keep him on a short leash for the time being. Hey, I heard that. These two are really funny. Do I sense a future budding romance?
They call it an Orbital Cafe.
I made the right choice buying an apartment in the capital, with there being interesting state-of-the-art stores like this one in the vicinity. I used to spend the summer at our holiday home, but there's so much more to see and do in the capital that this might be my new top choice. Her time spent in this Orbital Cafe might just be for the purpose of purchasing some goods for the master. The store does seem to stock quite high-end Orbital appliances not commonly available, though Mistress Olivia isn't the most experienced in the field of Orbital devices, so I would much rather she leave the task to me. That said, it is part of my job to keep her in check as well. She tends to be a bit free of spirit. While I do agree the purchase of the department in the city was necessary, I feel like restraint is being left by the wayside overall. I'm from the Central East, but I studied abroad at the Basel Institute of Science. The institute was great. They had the best professors in the Republic, and I made a lot of friends there. I had a startup around that time. Unexpectedly, it was a real successful. Got a good hunk of cash from it. With that, I set up this place. Man, how time flies. Carlo and I actually go way back. We both studied at the institute. He's the one that actually runs this shop. Don't know what I'd do without him. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have the time to be a simple barista. You're so
do you have any preferences? Thanks
such
for
a
coming in.
simple barista. Owns a store like this. Multiple startup successes. My parents' place being in the capital has come in handy for me. It facilitates me visiting for research so often. Associate Professor Tain is the Institute's main specialist in urban engineering, though Professor Cronkite has some experience in the field too. He was involved with Trion Tower after all. Well, he's a genius after all. Far be it from him to limit himself and his knowledge to just one area of expertise. While Professor Cronkite is definitely one of the biggest names in Basel, there's still plenty of other geniuses at the Institute. It's hard not to feel self-conscious about your mediocrity when your next-door neighbor skipped to doing his master's degree at 15. Yeah, probably. Enough to give people inferiority complexes, for sure. I recently started helping customers all by myself. I stopped relying on Carlo's help so much. I hope I can continue learning how to offer our customers more specialized customer support with their orbital devices. I thought I'd work as a barista, but this isn't so bad. There's so much interesting stuff to learn in this position too. Speaking of help, my boss does an amazing job of supporting Ilhan too. They complement each other's weaknesses, making sure they can make their individual strengths flourish. Carlo makes it look so casual. I could learn a thing or two.
What'll you have today?
I don't know, what am I buying today? I'm buying this cat strap. Maybe I'll buy these covers too. Maybe they're missable. I don't know if they're the same as what we saw before, after all.
Thanks for coming.
Welcome to our shop. We deal in the latest in orbital technology. I attended Basel Institute of Science, so I know my way around all our orbital products. But ever since I met Ilhan, I haven't had much time for orbital tech. My life's all business development and entrepreneurship. Anyway, our shop takes pride in providing our customers with the very best in both our products and support.
I can handle any maintenance.
Ooh, to celebrate. Is this what I could buy before? Or has it changed now? No, I've missed it. I'll buy wool. An arts driver with defensive earth arts. Has Aegis shield. At level 3. Umber Cracker. That's breath too. What is a missable? Maybe I shouldn't try to open anything up. I don't know if I'll say it correctly. That's the big problem, isn't it? Can trust mouth, maybe not trust mouth. There we go. Quite a lot of slots are now open. 480 earth for that one. We've changed the cover now. Doesn't really change much though. I think black looks nicer.
Thanks for being such a good customer.
Okay.
Discover the inebriating world
I would watch that movie because it just sounds dumb. I don't know.
of show business in Sober Curious.
It's a good name. Alright, the only place we haven't checked out is the Bracer Guild, which has a red mark on it. But it said after the rounds, so...
What are you doing here?
Arkride, you made it. I called him over to hash out some important business.
You're the man. Quit glaring daggers at me. It's good to see you again. Same to you. Let me guess, you're working again today? And then there's this one. Ah, alright, my name is Frida Al-Fayed. I work with Agnès and Van now. I'm still learning the ropes, but I'll take on any job, no matter how dangerous. Come on, you think I had a choice in this? Besides, it's plain as day she ain't your average kid. Are you a Jaeger by any chance? Yes, I'm from the Warriors of Kruger. Well, until I got kicked out, that is. I see, so you were involved in what happened in Creil. That's just the topic I was hoping to discuss. Mind filling us in on what went down? Alphys' story was full of holes. I'll tell you what I can, but nothing about my clients. Van explained the nightmare that unfolded in Creil, though he naturally left out details such as the Genesis. That walls is just full of surprises. Old friend of yours, right? Heard you used to run together with your Taito stuff. Your info gathering served you well. We trained under the same master until Walter lost his way over 10 years ago. But that's enough about me. It's interesting that society sent an enforcer after A's people. Agreed. I could have easily seen them joining forces at some point. Though that seems out of the question now. As far as I know, the society's been quiet the last year or so. Guessing you guys are still chasing them? They're always a concern, but we can hardly prioritize them over Almata right now. All that aside, I'm curious how deceased Jaegers were able to get up and move around. Your bracer buddy was seeing things. None of that happened. Don't try that with me. There were sightings of monsters behaving strangely too. And Alvis isn't our only witness. A police officer on the scene also saw the Ice and Shield leader It was a weird death. I'm sorry, that was very insensitive of me. Well, I'm sure you've got your reasons for keeping quiet. We're up to our ears in work as is, so it's not like we can help out with whatever you're dealing with. Maybe it's about time to call in some backup. Oh? Bracers from the other Calvardian branches, I presume? Actually, no. We're so short-staffed nationwide that branches are already sharing personnel to get by. We've been toying with bringing in someone from another country to help ease the load. Unfortunately, whether they can come or not is still up in the air. So for the time being, I'll just have to dump as much work on you as you can take. Bucko, we've got plenty to deal with already, you know. Don't worry, I'm with you guys now, remember? Reader, please take care of yourself. And Van, from now on, I'll be sending your task straight to your Zypher via orb mail. If an emergency happens, I may need to call. Don't ignore me if I do, alright? Sure thing. Someone's coming in.
Come on, I'm begging you.
Someone's coming in. Oh, you must be Arkride Solutions' new recruit. I know you're still pretty much a rookie, but I'm rooting for you, kiddo. Thanks. Everyone's been keeping an eye on me. Who wouldn't? Almost like you're not aware you're a Jaeger. The guild and the Jaeger Corps are basically like cats and dogs, but I feel like Fairy's better suited for our kind of work. At least she's in good company. She's a Kruger too. Should be okay to leave it alone for now, at least. Getting down to business, we've confirmed movement from both Armada's leaders and from Ouroboros' enforcers. There's been movement from them both in the past few years, and we're all aware of Hayway's movements, so all we need to figure out is how to go about handling the film festival. We'll hold another meeting once Alvis and Regina are back. Are the big boys still up here? Yep. I have a rough idea of what's going on, but it's still not fully adding up. We need to be careful when dealing with Almata. Still, can't afford to rest on my laurels. I'll take advantage of Alvis and Regina filling in for me on that trip to look into things further. I'd appreciate it if you guys kept your heads low in the meantime. And Van, let us know if something comes up. Yeah. Okay. Say her name out loud. Regina? What are we looking at? While we can't afford to ignore Ouroboros right now, Armada's our priority. There are other things I wish I could look into, but I'm really busy too. I'm counting on you guys too. Don't disappoint. Yes, sir, Zin, sir. Not like I could move you anyway. Right, we got a little event for going in here, so that is Riverside checked out. Is it maybe time for me to try and do one of the quests that we've got?
The next appointment's at...
This place never changes.
Maybe about... Maybe... I've got them away. Go to... Riverside. Sister. Cafe and Barber Motti.
Let's do this.
Well, if it isn't Van.
Jonas. You're Jonas, right? I'm the Spriggan you requested. Oh, that's right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I have a lot to talk about, so please take a seat. Before we start, I want to clear something up. This is the kind of job you can ask a bracer for help with. Why'd you pick us then? Well, that's a fair question indeed. It's a long and complicated story, actually. Let me explain. Please do. So then... It started with my parents' divorce when I was young. I went with my father and my younger sister was taken by my mother. That was 10 years ago. Recently, my father passed away due to illness. While I was going through his belongings, I found, shockingly, a will addressed to my sister and my mother. I guess even when you try to cut ties with them, you can't just erase family. And well, I'd like to make sure that this will reaches them. Oh, I understand. Yeah, finding them would be important. But again, why us? Why not go to bracers about this? Here's the issue. Amongst the papers, I found what I believe is a court order from the same service as the divorce. It indicated that neither parent could interact or interfere with the other. I think that handing this will to my mother would technically violate that. If anything, I can't imagine she'd be happy about it. I figured it might be a better idea to give it to my sister then, which is why I've been looking for her. Also, since it's not urgent, I figured the guild would probably put me on the back burner and I'd end up waiting for who knows how long. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see not wanting to end up a long-term resident of their mission board. Sure, we can handle this job. But anyway, got any clues where to start? Not exactly, but I did find this letter with the will. It was a letter from my grandmother on my mother's side from 2 years ago addressed to my father. In it, she wrote that everyone on that side of the family was doing well, and attached to it was a picture of my sister. There was no address on the envelope, but the photo might be a good place to start. Can we see this photograph? Of course, here it is. Oh, she's so pretty. Right, it's hard to believe we're related. Her name's Jessica. She's younger than I am, but she's my sister. The photo looks like it was taken in the Creil district. I've gone and walked around there, hoping I might bump into her, but no luck. That feels like the perfect place to start our search then. Good as any. Alright, we should definitely take our time on this one. Should I take the job right now? I mean, why not? Unless it forces me forward through the game, but I'm guessing I could do both quests after all. Wouldn't stop me doing it. Alright, I'll get started ASAP. Mind if I borrow the photo? Will be easier to ask around if I got it in hand. Of course, thank you. Okay then, let's head to the Creil district. Oh, one last thing, if you would. Yeah? Oh well, if you do find my sister, please don't approach her. I mean, this might be the first time she hears about family she might not even know she had. I'd rather she didn't hear about it from a Spriggan. No offense, I just like to talk to her myself. I understand. Your reunion's a delicate matter and should be treated as such. Okay, so we just need to locate her then. Thank you so much. Please find my sister for me.
Time to start working.
I was hoping this would be in the 3 districts we've already swept, but it's actually taking us to the district I haven't gone to yet. Are you ready to get to work? We should start by finding someone who knows Jessica. And I know the perfect person to ask. There's a producer who often hangs out around the Creil district to try and recruit new people to be mannequins. Let's talk to him before we try asking anyone else. Might save us a lot of wandering around. Mannequin? I never heard of that. What do they do? He means models. People who wear clothes who advertise new outfits. And Valen's right that Jessica's pretty enough to be noticed by a producer. So as soon as we're ready, we should make for the Creil district. We've obtained a topic. Well, let's go to a completely new place, the 4th district.
Taking off now.
Wow, it's so busy here. It's amazing. Everything's under control with so many people. It feels so different from Station Street. That's Creil for you. Cinema Esprit. As you might have guessed, this is where Creil Times was founded. There are a handful of other publishers HQ'd here too. As a result, tons of young people like to hang out here. It's where you'll first find a lot of trends and subcultures taking off. This area has a fairly distinct vibe you won't find anywhere else in the city as a result. Yes. I've come here a handful of times with my friends from school. One of them even works at the bookstore here. Plenty more to find here than just books too. I find myself out here all the time. Why don't we wander around here a little while? Nothing beats seeing a place firsthand when you want to get to know it. Okay, let's go.
All right, newbie. I'll need you to pay close attention to where the bulletin board is.
I need to know where it is. Alright, that said...
If I remember correctly, it's in a side street by the movie theater. Understood.
That said, I need to complete my quest first. I'll talk to people after. You must be the one.
Let me ask you something.
Oh damn, the local Spriggan's got business with someone like me. Never imagined I'd cross paths with you guys. What can I do for you? Oh yeah, I recognize this woman. Nice, what can you tell us about her? I work as a talent scout. She's someone I had my eye on for some time. She used to be a fellow regular at my favorite cafe, and we've run into each other there often. I tried recruiting her twice, but she turned me down both times, said she wasn't interested. I see. Does that mean if we go to the cafe, we should find her? Probably not. She stopped coming about a month ago. I wouldn't pin your hopes on finding her there, unfortunately. Although, in her defense, it's entirely possible she stopped going because of me. Maybe she just wanted to get me out of her hair. Dang, I thought we had a good lead. What are we going to do? You might still want to talk to one of the servers there. They seem like pretty good friends. Who knows, maybe she'll be able to fill you in on whatever happened to her. If you're interested, it's the Macmillan Cafe just over there. I think we'll take you up on that. Thank you for sharing. Have a good rest of your day. At least we came away with something. On to that cafe.
A droplet of paradise can intoxicate more than the sweetest of wines. Discover the inebriating world of show business.
Can we talk?
You're asking if I know anything about the woman in that photo. Wait a minute, that's Jessica. You know her. Awesome, that saves us some trouble having to explain things. We've been looking for her. Her older brother, who's estranged, hired us to find her. She has an older brother? I had no idea she had such a complicated family life. How close would you say the two of you are? Pretty close, I'd say. Before I came here, I actually used to work at the Orbital Cafe over by the train station. That's where we first met. We were co-workers and became friends through that. Makes sense. Think we maybe find her there if we paid a visit? Doubt it. She quit working there about a month ago. She said she was staying within the city, but it sounded like she decided to move somewhere pretty far. I don't know why, but she must have had some reason for doing it. The way she described it, it seemed like her hands were pretty tied. She was actually a regular here at this cafe. I used to see her here all the time. Once it was time to move, she said she wouldn't be able to come back here any longer. I haven't seen her since. And that was what? That her? For talk like that, it definitely sounds to me like she had something going on. Yeah, like she wouldn't have moved if she didn't have to leave. That's what I felt. The whole thing really bothered me. But she just smiled and brushed it off, so I chose to let it slide. Looking back on it, I think she tried to do that so I wouldn't worry about her after she left. Oh, this is getting pretty complicated. Do you know where she moved to? No, I don't, sorry. I wish I did. All I know is that she's still somewhere in Edith. Actually, you know something? I bet Ilhan over at my old Orbital Cafe might be able to tell you what's going on with her. He's the person who owns it. I think she went to him for advice a lot before she quit. He said his name's Ilhan. He's at the Orbital Cafe. Got it. Thanks for the tip. I guess we should go to Station Street next then. Ready to go?
Well, what's next?
We'll be back. Let's go to Station Street, Orbital Cafe, Iota.
Let's do this.
They call it an Orbital Cafe. Oh, that's great.
They call it an Orbital Cafe.
Can we talk?
Hey, mind if we ask some questions? It's about the woman in this photo. We received a request from a young man asking us to look for his estranged sister, Jessica. We talked to Lucy about it. She directed us here. Do you happen to know where she might be living at the moment or how we could get in contact with her? Her brother, did he give you this photo? If you know anything at all, please tell us. It'd be a big help. I'd love to help you, but unfortunately, I don't know where she moved to. I'm really sorry. I wish I could have been of help. Oh, seriously? I don't think he's being completely honest with us. He might know something else about Jessica that he's not telling us. Let's start from the bottom. I'm a Spriggan, not with the police or the guild, and I don't do things their way either. We're pretty flexible, really. So if you're worried about her, why don't you tell us what's going on? It'll probably be easier in the long run. So, you know then? I ain't got hard proof, but I got an idea. What's going on? I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not completely sure, but I think I know what Van's getting at. And if he's right, then we can't just keep ignoring this. I know you have your reasons for what you're doing, but if you don't tell us what's going on, then we can't help Jessica. Would you be willing to trust us? That's a good point. Fine, I trust you. But I don't really have a right to talk about it. I think it's better you hear it from the horse's mouth. What do you mean? I'll get in touch with Jessica and see if I can get you guys to meet up. You know what you're doing, so I'll leave the rest to you. Cool, no problem. Ilhan got in contact with Jessica through his Orbital terminal, arranging for her to meet the team at the cafe. Lucky you, sounds like she's in the area. How about you take a seat and wait for her over there? I'll bring out some drinks. Thanks. Much appreciated. Didn't Jonah say we shouldn't talk to her? Is it really alright for us to meet her without reporting back to him? Plans don't always pan out in this line of work. And I ain't following his plan if this job turns out to go against my principles. Is this really what Spriggans are like? I'm not being hired to stalk someone, am I? Essentially. We mean fed a line. I should totally wait for Jessica to arrive. Why wouldn't I? three of them sat down to wait. A woman arrived before long. It's nice to meet you. My name is Jessica. I take it you're from Arkride Solutions. I heard about it from Ilhan. That's right. Thanks for coming. Our client gave us a photo of you and we used that to find you. I want to go over a few things with you, but let's start with your family. We've met with a man who claims to be your brother. He's told us quite a fair bit about you. Does any of it ring a bell? Van told Jessica everything that Jonas had told them. I've never heard anything like that at all. I guess my parents could have hidden it from me this whole time. Should it be true, I would understand it if they did, considering how delicate a matter it is. Okay, next question. You ever got a problem with someone taking photos of you without your consent? How did you know? Yes, I have. They've even sent the photographs they've taken of me directly to my house. Is that why you chose to move away without telling anyone about where? Pretty much. I actually started feeling like I was being followed about a month ago. The feeling just kept getting worse and worse over time. I was proven right once I started receiving photos and letters to my home address. That was why I asked my boss to help make my move discreet. I didn't feel safe going to the police or guild either for fear that it'd just anger him and make it all worse. Wait a second. Then the man who claimed to be your brother and gave us this job to begin with is probably the stalker she's been trying to shake this whole time. Dude was probably just bullshitting us right from the start so we'd do his stalking job for him. What? You mentioned you have a photograph of me with you, didn't you? Could I see it? Yeah, it's not a problem. No! Ow, he's still trying to find me? I thought it'd be over after I moved. It's alright, Jessica. Please try and stay calm. Sorry for upsetting you like that. Still, I guess this confirms our suspicions. Our client here ain't Jessica's brother. He's the stalker who's been making her life miserable lately. I can't believe it. I didn't even realize he was lying. We're on your side here, Jessica. Please don't worry about that. I got an idea here. Why don't you hire me so we can turn the tables on this asshole? What do you mean?